So first, I would like to welcome you to this feedback webinar of week 1 of the 21-day healing program. And I know that you are from all over the world, so some people are just barely awake. I guess it's about 6 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, and in Asia it's almost bedtime, I think. So I know that some of you are not really awake at this time, but of course you can watch this later when you are awake. And I think I'm gonna just say that the countries that you are all from, we have many different participants from different countries, a lot from Europe. We have from England, the Netherlands, Germany, Portugal, and some people from Sweden as well, some English-speaking people from Sweden, and of course the States, United States and Canada. And Australia, that was a far away. I love that one. And also we have some people from Trinidad and Tobago. And from Asia, we have Singapore. So I think this is a beautiful group of people that has joined from all over the world. And I'm so happy that you are with me during this 21-day healing program. And I feel so honored to do this journey with you. And I'm really grateful to be a part of this group because I see myself as a part of your group. I'm not, of course, I'm the leader of the group, but still, we were doing this together, you know. And yeah, the first week has passed, and I've got some emails from you, and also I've read a little bit about your in your Facebook group, all the activity there I've read. And I see that you're doing great and you're making a lot of progress. So I'm very happy about that. I see that a lot of things are happening for you. So I'm very, very proud of you. So yes, we're doing this internationally because you know that I've been doing this in Sweden, in Scandinavia for many years now. And I'm so happy that I'm bringing this out into the world. So in this video, I will go through what has happened during this week, what we have been working on, both me and your teams. So, and I will also read your emails, and I will go through a little bit about what you have experienced during this past week, and also answer your questions. I think I will bring up most of the emails during this live webinar. And at the end, I will talk about this week, week 2, that has just started this Monday today. So I will talk about the theme for this week and a little bit what to think about during this week. So, but first, what we have been working on, both me and your teams during this first week. Before the process began, I started with a prayer, as I usually do. I started with a prayer for all of you that are participating in this 21-day healing program. And I was, of course, praying for the highest good for you so that you will have the best out of this. And then after this prayer, I had a meeting and a meditation with your teams, with your individual teams. And we were setting the individual schedules for all of you. And of course, we were meeting in the higher realms, and so I was not really aware of all the schedules because that's too much information for me to handle. But we were just discussing what would be the best for you during this process. And yeah, the individual schedule, even though we're following this schedule for the whole group, but all the schedules are also adjusted a little bit, might be adjusted a little bit for you individually because you all need different things, right? So I had this meeting with all of your teams discussing your plan, your schedule for this process. And then after that, we were starting the program, the whole program, with 2 days of preparation for the healing process. So day 1 and day 2 were preparation days. So day 1, we were, as you can see there in the schedule, if you have it in front of you, we were working with calming down and opening up your energy system. And also a very important part in this to prepare the body and to prepare the energy system is to remove the barriers to be able for the energy to connect with you and your energy system. Because I know from my processes before here in Sweden and Scandinavia, there are a lot of people that have this barrier, that have this shield around themselves, so that the energy have a difficulty to come into the energy system. So it's very good to start to remove as much as we can to get into the energy system. So what we did during day one was to, if I can explain it, I would say we were turning down the volume of the activity of your energy system as much as we were allowed to. And this is sort of like a reboot, because you will, I think you can see this when I'm explaining, because we usually have a lot of activity in our bodies, energy activity. So to be able to get into the energy system, we just want to, turn the volume down. It's like vroom, turning down the volume, and then you relax. It's almost like an anesthesia when you're doing this, like a surgery or something, but it's not really the same thing. But it's like just calming down your energy system. So in that calming process, you will open up your energy system. That comes automatically with that calming process. So we were doing that, turning down the volume of the activity, and then we were starting to remove the barrier. But what I could see, you didn't have that much of a shield or a barrier, because sometimes when I've been doing this process before, it's really hard to get into the system. So the shield can be very, very hard, or I don't know how to say it, but it was not for you. It was not at all, you didn't have this huge barrier. So it's quite easy to get into your energy system. So we didn't have to work on removing barriers that much, actually. And that's not very common. So what I see is that you are very open from the beginning, and you're really willing to get into this process. You was like, yes, you were saying a very big yes to this process. And I could feel a lot of trust from you. You're trusting me a lot, and not too many fears in that sense. And this is really good, so to speak, because then you're very open and willing to get into this process. And it's very good to be trusting, because if you are a little bit skeptical and, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, and I don't know if I can trust this woman Zoe, I've never had any contact with her before. Some people are automatically just having this barrier, and then it might be difficult for us to work with your energy system. We have to work a little bit more of removing that and get into your energy system and to get your trust. So, but that's not an issue for you anyway. So that was really good. And then after that, we did an activation of your energy field to be able to connect with you, connect with your energy system, so that the healing energies and your energy system are getting connected. So we did this activation of your energy field, and I saw your energy channels, or some call it the meridians, you can call it the nadis. I usually call them your energy channels. I saw most of your energy, especially outside of your body. So those energy channels, they were being activated, so to speak. They were, because before we did this activation process, they were hanging there a little bit like flat in a way, your energy channels going outside your body. And then we were just turning on and activating your energy channels, and they was like, yes, oh yeah, we're here now. And we were connecting. So we were connecting with the energies that we are working with, and you were connecting to your energy system. So that was really beautiful to see, and there was no problem for any one of you. I just want to mention that they're reminding me now that I want to assure you that it was working for all of you. Even though I know that some of you are not feeling that much. It's always like that. When I'm getting healing from a distance myself, I usually don't feel that much either. So I know you really want to feel a lot, but sometimes you don't. And that can also change during the process, or if you do this process several times, that can also change. So that was the first day. And then day 2, we were working on calibrating your energy system and also balancing the meridians and the chakras. So the calibration part, it's like doing all the settings for the whole process. It was like a measuring process first. At first, we were scanning your energy system. So we were scanning your energy system and then doing all the settings for the whole process. We were comparing after the scanning process, we were comparing it to the schedule and your individual schedule, your individual plan for this process. And then we saw that some adjustments needed to be done. So we were, turning this knob here and turning this knob down and putting it on number 3 and this one on 10. It's like a machine always, almost. It sounds boring maybe a little bit, but I see the energy system almost like a device in some kind of way. So we were doing these adjustments and all the settings when we were doing this calibration process. And this is to be able to achieve the goals that we had set for your individual schedule, your individual plan. So we were doing this as a preparation for the whole process to begin. So that was the 2 first days of preparation for the process, and then the purification started. And I know that this can be the purification of the detoxing, and that can be quite, I wouldn't say difficult, but for some people, you can have several different things going on. It might be quite hard for you, quite difficult in a way. And from some of your emails, I could read that it was happening a lot for you, and that's good, even though it might be difficult. So we were doing this purification process of 5 days. And so day 3, we were doing this removal of emotional debris. And then on day 4, we were doing removal of physical debris. And then we were working on the toxins. We were removing toxins in this detoxing process. And then day 6, we were focusing on karma and cleansing old karma so you can be freed from that. And also this beautiful aspect of everything is forgiven. Because, it's been a learning process. I see karma as, it's nothing bad. I know that karma has a pretty bad reputation in a way, but I don't see karma as something bad. Like I did something bad and then I get something, I get bad karma. It's nothing like that. I don't see it like that at all. I see karma as a learning process. You set up your goals for this lifetime as a soul. You're setting up these soul contracts, and you're making these agreements with yourself. Like, I want to experience this during this lifetime. I want to do this. I want to learn this lesson. So there are different things you're putting up as your for your life plan, so to speak. So that's how I see karma. So it's not like you've done something bad and you have to remove that and forgive yourself and everything. But so we were working on removing that kind of karma that it's not needed in that sense, because you're done with it. you're already learned your lesson, you're done with that. And so it can just, because sometimes it can be hang in there in your energy system anyway, even though you have checked this lesson, you're done with this, you learned your lesson, it can still be a part of your energy system, and that can be just cleansed out. We can just clean that out so that you can feel much freer and moving up, you know, the ladder, or moving up to the next level, because that's what we're aiming for here to get more free and to get to the next level. And the last day of week 1, we were working on clearing old beliefs, because that can also be a blocking your way. If you want to move forward, you can have, you know, like mental beliefs saying that saying different things, and then you cannot move forward because you're just blocking yourself. So we were working on that, and some people might be aware of this process. You might have seen have some pictures, or might get some guidance what these beliefs were about. But some of you just, you know, you didn't really see anything or experience anything particular in this area, but that's okay too. So that was the first week, and as you see and as you experienced, it was mostly focused on cleansing your energy system so that you can move forward to the next level. And now I will just move on to your feedback and what you have experienced. And I've been very happy to read your emails and read your in the Facebook group as well. So I'm very happy that that you are experiencing a lot. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group already, please do. There is a link in your welcome email just to remind you about that, because it's really nice to have your peers around. And if you're experiencing something and you want to ask your friends, it's like, are you experiencing the same thing? And most of the time we are experiencing the same things, and that can be very relieving, you know. So please join the Facebook group. It's really beautiful, and you get a reminder every day of the theme so that you know what's up. Okay, so the first email. Hi Zoe, thank you for the strong healing energies you're sending out. Tonight it felt like I almost elevated from my bed. I could really feel the energy for the whole hour, especially where I have aches and pains in my body. And just a comment there, that's very common because the energies are working, of course, they're working on your blocks in your body. So it's very common that you feel that the energies are working on these specific places in your body, that you have some aches and pains. And it continues like this. For a while, I could feel a string of powerful energy going through my body, starting from my feet all the way up to my head, where I could feel a significant pressure. And a big sadness and grief came over me. You can see this, you know, shift, you know, from, you know, feeling a lot of, you know, strong energies, and also a lot of emotion coming up. And also this pressure in the head, it's also very common to feel. And this person always, he or she felt like was flying away, you know, from the bed and elevating, as she said. I think it was as a woman. And this is, of course, nothing to worry about, because if you're just feeling like you're elevating, and then just make sure that you're grounded when you come back. You know, you feel the earth, you feel your feet, and there's nothing to worry about at all. I don't know if you are worried, but you might be. And another person arriving during the cleansing days, unbelievably strong energies. A lot of things were happening in my feet, my calves, my hands, and my thymus gland. And most surprising was that my teeth in my lower jaw hurt. and the person felt a lot of tingling and buzzing sensations in the body. And about the teeth, I've heard that before, and also in my private sessions. It might be that you have some feelings. I know that we are from different countries, so the standard may be different, but I know in Sweden when I was a kid, we had this, oh, I don't know in English, I should have looked it up. It's a metal that is in your teeth that is leaking out into the body, and it's not good for you. So what I can recommend you to do is to get that out. You go to a dentist that is really good at doing this. But I don't know your standards in your country. We're all from different countries, so hopefully you don't have that in your teeth. But I think that's what you're feeling in your jaw and your teeth, that is, it's working. And also they are reminding me, it's so good to have, my private coaching team. They are reminding me now that also, maybe this is a little bit too much information for you, but I'm saying it because they are reminding me. We have a lot of codes in our skeleton, in our jaws, in our teeth. It's in our bones. It's very it has been very good to put in energy codes for the awakening process. So it might be that you're feeling that these codes are being activated. So yeah, that's I'm not going to go through that in a deeper sense, but I think some of you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the ascension process, and we are storing different codes in our bodies, in our bones. So that might be an aspect as well. And okay, the next person here. Hi. First of all, thank you for my healing so far. It's going well. Good to hear. My question is, as I've said in a past email, I went through a very instant awakening back in December last year. It was not too long ago. It was part of a shamanic ritual, and something removed the veil from my third eye, and in front of me 2 portals opened up. One full of demons and one full of beings with thousands of eyes looking at me. It was terrifying and left me with post-traumatic stress. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm much better now that than I was, and I'm getting used to seeing beings. It's good that you're not afraid anymore, because I know that it can be, when you're opening up this fast, when seeing beings in this kind of way can be quite scary if you're not used to it, as you were writing here. So I totally understand that you were feeling afraid at first. So I'm glad to hear that you're much better, that you're getting used to seeing different beings. And sometimes I have visions, but I still have a lot of fear. Okay, so you have a lot of fear still. When I went to the shaman, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I didn't even know he was a shaman. I was very naive. I think we all can recognize ourselves in this, because when we are starting out with this spiritual journey, we are sometimes quite naive, because especially when you're thinking you're good of all people, and you're not skeptical and anything, and you're just doing different things, and then it can be quite scary, or it may be sometimes not good for you. And I'm not sure about this process. Maybe that shaman was not very high vibrating. There are always different people around in this business, and it's always good to do the heart meditation so that you can really feel in your body that what kind of energies this person is working with. But sometimes you have to go through this process of doing some sort of mistakes, or like learning experiences. So but anyway, you're continuing writing like this. But on day 4 and 5, 4 or 5 of my healing with Zoe, a being with 3 arms on each side of its body appeared to me. A bit lower down in the same vision, I saw something with horns, which might have been a bull, but I'm not sure. And then the bull lifted its head up and changed into a lion. In the same healing session, I saw walls of symbols and pink and green energy all around my room. I didn't feel frightened, and I believe it was of high vibration. It's good that you feel that, because I sense that you could really feel into, okay, this is okay, even though it might be strange, and it might be, a little bit scary sometimes, but you can really feel in your body if there's something, coming from more like the lighter side than the dark side. So I can sense that you have a very good feeling of to distinguish, what kind of information you're getting. But you're asking me what was it, and what does it mean, this bull turning into a lion, and all the symbols and the pink and the green energy. As I said before, I'm not doing any readings, but I can just give you a brief explanation what I feel right now. The bull and the lion, they're very powerful symbols, very powerful animals, and that power animals, as shamans are working with. They're very, very powerful. So my explanation of this is that they're showing you your inner power. They are showing you that you're bigger than you think. You're capable of more, than doing so much more than you think, and so much more in life that you have done up until now. And with that said, it's effortless. It's totally effortless. You don't have to fight for it. It's like, oh, I'm much bigger, I have to, fight for it. Or you don't, your inner strength is just immensely strong. And just be it. Just be it and step into it. Just feel it in your body. And it's, as I said, it's totally effortless. So it's nothing that you have to fight for or do something, because we almost all the time we're thinking in those kind of terms, and say, I'm strong, you have to fight for it. It's nothing like that. It's your inner strength, it's your inner power. And also you're referring to these walls of symbols. I also I'm thinking about the last 21-day healing program that I did in Scandinavia. We did that with Egyptian codes. So I'm getting a sense of that there's some kind of what I call energy codes that are coming back to you, that you are getting from this. And these might be codes of, codes of awakening, that codes that are, awakening different parts of you, that are helping you and supporting you in the ascension process, in your awakening process. I also see this as a calibration, because what you wrote about in the shamanic experience, that was not really a controlled thing from what I see. It was not very, under what I see, what I can explain it like under controlled forms. It was just like opening up, and you were like seeing a lot at the same time. And I wouldn't do anything like that. I would do it in a more, of course it can be very strong, and a lot of things can happen at the same time, but in a more controlled way, I hope you understand what I'm saying. But I see these symbols, on the walls, that you're getting information. You're getting information. I don't know what kind of information. You're just getting energy information to help you, to support you in the next step. And you might be getting more aware of this information, or you might not. It doesn't matter. It's just, your body and your energy system are getting these codes. So just be with it, and just trust in the process, as we always say. And you were writing also about the pink and the green energy. The pink usually is the unconditional love and the healing energy, and green energy is most all the time also, it's like a healing energy. So these are regular colors that people usually see, but you can see all the colors, of course. It's not restricted, but So that was just just a couple of comments on what you wrote in your email, and you continued the rest of the healings. I haven't seen so much. A couple of times I've seen sludge leaving my third eye and being pulled into white and gold light. That's very good. I'm pleased to hear that a lot of debris or sludge, as you call it, are removed from your third eye. And also being pulled into white and gold light. I like that. And yeah, thank you. And I'm happy for this to be answered on the webinar. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. It's always so great to hear from you. The next person is writing like this. Dear Zoe, how do I signal that I'm laying down in bed in order to have my daily healing session to begin? Sometimes I lay down in bed just to take naps, and how will they know that I want the healing session to begin? It's a very good question. Thank you for that. And I know that for those of you who are totally new with receiving healing from a distance, this might be, I get this question a lot, and you don't really have to do anything special, but you know, it's good to just, okay, I lay down now, I receive my healing, thank you. So just a matter of, you know, communication, but you don't have to do it, because you don't have to say it, you just, and you don't have to like think it, but your intentions, like, okay, I'm gonna lay down, receive my healing. They know, I know from a higher perspective, the healing energies know, because it's all, you know, it's a very high intelligent form we're working with in this, and the team, your team and my higher aspect, we all know, because you are signaling a yes, even though it's very subtle, you're signaling a yes, like I want to receive. And then that yes is a signal of, okay, he or she is ready, let's go. So don't think about it too much. But sometimes it can be nice just to, you know, okay, I'm here now, I want to receive the healing. So, but that's more for you. We don't need that from that higher perspective. We know, we know when the time is right for you to receive the healing. So don't worry. And also you are asking, during the healing session, do I have to lay down on my back, or can I change positions between my back and my sides? It's a very good question too. Of course you can change. I don't want you to be restricted. I find it very easy to start on your back, because then in that position you are very open, because if you're laying on your side, you're not, you know, you're not that open in your energy system. So it's always good to start on your back, you know, okay, let's do this now. So that's an open position. But if you feel like you want to turn, and sometimes, you know, when people are falling asleep or they are receiving at night, they are, you know, turning to different sides and maybe on your stomach as well. And no worries. The healing, it's working anyway. So don't think about that. So I don't want you to feel restricted. Next person is writing like this. My intention is to experience the healing energies at 4 a.m. So far, I haven't experienced anything because I'm sleeping and don't wake up to envision myself being open. I'm relaxed because I'm sleeping. Is there anything else I could be doing so that I can get a sense of these energies? I would suggest you to receive a couple of days, maybe one day or a couple of days, you decide, during the daytime, because then you are awake from the beginning. Maybe you fall asleep, that's okay, but because then you are more aware, and then you know how it feels. So because when you are receiving at night, it's quite common that you don't remember anything, you don't remember your dreams that may be guiding to you, and people are not, you know, they're not feeling anything, they don't remember anything. So my suggestion to you is to take a couple of days to receive during the daytime and see what happens, and see if it shifts. And then if it feels if it's better for you to receive at night, then you can continue doing that. The healing is working anyway. It is working anyway, but it's more of your experience, because it's also nice to have an experience, because then you can participate more. So in that sense, it's better to receive when you are awake during the daytime. So yeah, so I hope this will help. Dear Zoe and team, when you relax for 30 minutes after the daily healing session, can you sit up or stand, or do you have to lay down? My suggestion for that is that the reason why I said that the healing is for 1 hour, and then it's good to have an extra 30 minutes to wake up and maybe drink some water, because some people are feeling a lot in these energies. So that's why I want you to set aside 1.5 hours at least for this healing session, so that you don't have anything scheduled. You have to run out and get your kids from school or something, or rush out for work or something like that. So I really want you to have an extra 30 minutes just to wake up. So of course you can sit up and you can stand up if you want to, but just so that you have some extra time to get back. So you can do it in a more gentle way. And also sometimes, as I said, you can be very dizzy, and you can feel that the energies want to continue working with you, and then you want to still lay down if you feel like it. And also maybe you want to just sit and write something. I saw this, and I experienced this, and this feeling came up, and this memory came up, and this is maybe something that I need to look more deeply into and investigate more. So it's good. Those extra 30 minutes is just a way of a gentle way of getting back, and some extra time for you to reflect on the healing session. So I hope that will help you. And you also write another question: how do you know if the healing session should last longer than 1 hour, or should you just assume that it is exactly 1 hour? My suggestion for you is to set aside 1 hour for the healing session, because it usually lasts for 1 hour. For some people it's shorter. Depends on where you are in your life. It depends on what you need at this very moment. But I want you to have 1 hour because you want to be relaxed. I don't want you to rush through this, and I can do this in 30 minutes. Let's go now. But set aside 1 hour for the healing, and plus 30 minutes for the coming back from the healing. But sometimes it's lasting longer than 1 hour. But if you just feel like, oh, I feel like I should be laying down a little bit longer, just do that. Trust your intuition. This is really a matter of trusting yourself and listening what you need. It's like, okay, I feel that the healing session is done, or I feel like there's something more here, so I want to continue with the healing session. And then you can, I know that for some people, during the years I've been doing this, some people are laying down for three hours. And those people are mostly very sick. They have different diseases or ailment, very difficult things going on in their bodies and in their energy systems. Might be also very traumatic experiences that they have gone through in their lives that are processing. So for some people, they're laying down there for 2-3 hours, and that's okay too. So that's just, I don't want you to be too restricted, or it's only 1 hour. If you feel like, I want to be laying down for another 30 minutes or another hour or another 15 minutes, that's okay. So just trust yourself and trust your intuition. Okay, then we have an email from a person. It's a very long email. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm just going to share a part of it. It starts, hi Zoe, being a person who was run over by a car at 33 years old, through the 3 years, and while sunbathing, this is a very traumatic thing. Seeing a golden pyramid in the rising sun on the day. I think you mean that you saw that pyramid on that day, but I'm not sure if you mean that. And you experienced near death. You had a near death experience, and suffering a great trauma in my body. Of course, the car ran over the hip sacrum energy, removed and repaired internal spleen, pancreas, etc., etc. And I am now 71. And as a being, realizing and experiencing different perceptions and dimensions of reality, I have worked and lived here now almost 38 years. It was 38 years ago since the near-death experience, and as a light worker. So my interpretation, I'm not really sure if I understand exactly what you mean, what you're writing, but from what I understand, that this car accident that you were in got you into a light worker because you had to go through a lot of traumatic things in your body because of this. Some seeds that I had initiated and planted 2002. So you were moving into a light working, to a light worker. And presently I'm feeling a throbbing energy pulse, first in my right forearm. This started on Friday. And then all around the periphery of my auric body, a numbing feeling. I have thought that this is it for me, like death. Is it? I don't really go into that. This is nothing that I see, of course, but and Saturday, Sunday, more stillness, numbing around and still around. I had experienced a few calls of attention in my right arm in the past 5 years, nothing like present. I have been turning into the daily focus and consciously calling for help from ascended masters, specialized medical team, etc. And each day I have worked consciously with this energy. This had consumed my attention and curtailed my everyday existence. And I am better now. I'm still feeling the numbing energy, and it's focused more on my hips and legs now. So, and this is a very long email, so I'm not going to read everything. And you were also writing about that you have tried everything almost in the alternative world. That's my interpretation. You've done a lot of different healing modalities and things like that. And then you're writing, inwardly, I'm calling my galactic team or the one to help with this energy that I'm experiencing. What to do? I'm not really sure about your question, what you mean, what to do with this energy that is feeling numbing, or what to do in general with your situation. But we'll see. It says I'm not doing any psychic readings, but the energies are apparently working with you and your body and your energy system. So that is really good. Then this numbing feeling of the energies is like, I was, if I would describe what I'm seeing with you, it's like a buzzing, like almost a sound in your body, you know, moving in waves, going in your body, and helping you to get more energy flow because of this disruption of the after the car accident. You know, there's a lot of, you know, energy disruption in your body. So most of the time the energy has been working on your energy flow. And also what I feel very, very strongly, and I'm so happy that you are doing this 21-day healing program, because this next week we will be doing a surrendering process, and that is really important for you. And so what I can feel is that you would benefit a lot from just, you know, relaxing, let go, you know, just surrender for God, for the divine, for the universe to just flow through you. The more you can surrender and just let go, you don't have to understand what you have to do next, because you're asking me what to do. you don't have to do anything. Just be, and just be with the energies. Just let God in. Just let God in. And that's a choice, and that is, yeah, that's a choice that you are able to do now, because I see that you have been struggling a lot because of all these, because of this car accident, because you have going through a lot of pains. And so just go through this. I don't really find the words, but just go through this very a large, like, surrendering process. So that's a very important thing for you. So moving on, just a quick notes from the Facebook group. And I can tell how I'm feeling, but I love it. I can't tell how I'm feeling, but I love it. Sometimes something funny is happening at 4 a.m. for the last 2 days, and I'm hearing crickets. They last for 1 hour or more, and then it's gone. The crickets, I'm not sure. It might be just, high frequencies that sounds like crickets because they have a very high pitch. So my interpretation of that is like a high pitch energy, the high frequencies. Another person is writing, many things happen with me. Every day is different. Yesterday, really some emotional burden was released, and I can see things more clearly now as they are and not as I think that they are. I can consciously decide now whether I want to respond or not, and that is a great gain. Yeah, I love that one. I do recognize myself in this, because when you can move from, being inside, this, if you're going through a difficult situation or something, you're moving from inside of that, you're moving a little bit outside of it. You can observe. You're more like an observer of the situation, and that makes you seeing it more clearly, as you say. So yeah, great. Another person is writing, I just finished receiving the energies and it was intense, capital letters. Processed a lot of anger and grief and felt so much joy and relief. So yeah, that was during the first detoxing days, clearing days. Another person also wrote in saying that it was a strong energy, very strong light. The soft motherly angel energy came through with a subtle loving energy. Physically, I've been working on different body parts, the skeleton, and the person says something like it's been feeling, the person felt dizzy and a little bit foggy in a way, and felt nauseous. That's very common as well, and seeing different colors. So that was your different reflections. I'm going to see if I can move into if you have written anything in the chat. No question. Maybe there was a question that maybe I can go back. Yeah, you're writing a question. I've been dealing with a lot of morning intense headaches and many other aches and pains. This has been occurring for some time and doing a lot of energy work. Comments or on ascension symptoms? Thanks. Yeah, I would assume that the headaches and it's a lot of toxins that are being removed. But I don't know how much you've been detoxing before. If you have done that a lot, maybe you can write into the chat as well. So what I feel from this, as you're describing, of course, it can be ascension symptoms, getting a lot of headaches. But I think that you are experiencing some detoxing symptoms. So yeah, you can write in the chat there if you want to. And let's see here if I have anything there on Facebook. No, I don't think so. I think I've collected all the emails and everything beforehand. So okay, So this week, week number 2 has just started. Some of you might have already received the healing for today, but this whole week is about, coming into a deeper sense or a deeper experience of trust, feeling total trust. It's also about opening up your heart and receive the unconditional love, and also healing old wounds. We have a lot of wounds in our hearts, and so it will work a lot with our hearts. So receiving the unconditional love and healing the old wounds from that, and also working on your self-love. When you receive that love, you can feel that divine love inside of you, then it's much easier to love yourself because you are love. You can really experience that love in your body. That's always how I work. I always work with, that you have an experience of different energies. It's so easy, for in the spiritual world to, you read this in a book and, I should do this, I should open this chakra, do this, and it's all in the head, and we're not really connected to the body, but really to experience these energies, experience the love, experience God, to really feel it. Then there's no doubt, because this is nothing that you can just read about or think about. You have to experience it in your body. So working with your self-love, this is a crucial part, just to, to feel the unconditional love inside of you. And then we're moving to a surrendering process. I was speaking about for this. I think it was a lady that had been in a car accident, and just letting go and let you just surrender to the divine, just surrender to God, just let God in, and let God, let this love energy, the light, just flow through you. This divine energy just flow through you. And yeah, I'm getting so soft in this, just talking about this. So sometimes I advise people to do this surrendering process. Sometimes it can be good to be in a more like a prayer pose, not like during the healing process, but not during the healing session, but afterwards or before you moving into the healing session. You can, if you sit on your, I can't really show you in front of the camera, but if you sit on your knees, and then you fall to the front with your forehead to the ground, and you can put your arms in front, or if you can put them alongside your body, but I would suggest putting them in front, and you just, you're just leaving yourself, you're just surrendering yourself to God, to the divine, in this position. And it's a very beautiful position to just feel that, and try to stay in that position. I know it's a hard position for some people, but do the best you can. Maybe you need some help from some pillows or something just to get you in that position. But really try, and try to stay in that position for, I would say, like 10 minutes or so, preferably longer than that. But just being in that prayer position, just surrendering yourself to the divine, to God, and just feel like you're, and in that surrendering process, there's an opening happening for you. When you surrender, and sometimes you have to do this several times, but because you can't really get into it the first time, so you can do this several times, and all of a sudden you feel this opening. It's like this energy flow. It's like the divine energy. You're making this opening. You're accepting. You're saying yes to the divine, for God to move through you. So I really truly recommend you to do this surrendering process, and try to get into the position or try to find a variation of this position if you can. And so that was day 12, and the last days of week 2, day 13, we will work on preparing yourself for week 3. That's an upgrading of your energy system, which is the whole theme for this 21-day healing program. So we will work on strengthening your energy system to prepare for the upgrade. So I think we will work on a lot of, strengthening the, I'm doing like this because we're going to work with the energy channels, the meridians. And I'm not really working according to the Chinese medicine meridians. I'm working, it's a similar system, but it's an expanded system of the energy system. So we're strengthening your energy system to prepare you for the 3rd week. And also as a preparation for the 3rd week, we are the last day on day 14, we will work on grounding yourself and anchoring yourself so that you will get anchored in your body, also anchored and grounded to Mother Earth, because you need that for the next week to really, receive those high frequencies. So that was the schedule for the 2nd week. And I think we are all done with all the questions and everything. And I'd like to wish you a beautiful week this week. And as I said before, I'm so grateful for doing this together with you and being with you during this journey. It's a really honor for me, and I just love that we are spread all over the world, from Singapore to Trinidad to the States to in different parts in Europe. I just love that. And maybe next 21-day healing program, we will have all the continents with us. Yeah, we have Australia too. I just love that. So we're really, helping as we are awakening ourselves. We are helping our part in the world to get awakened as well. So I wish you a great week, and I see you next Monday at the same time. And of course, you can watch this video on YouTube or on Facebook afterwards. So take care. Bye. Bye.